Welcome back to my channel. What a shame, what an embarrassment this is as we expose Donald Trump's lies. I hope to have you on my side, watch my videos, see my contents, and find out for yourself if you like what I'm saying, if it makes sense. So this event of his birthday faces intense backlash for its reported $60 million cost, whopping $60 million. Can you imagine? Which critics argue is a misappropriation of taxpayer funds. Quote, especially following cuts to social services like healthcare and Medicare. The plan to host a UFC match on the White House lawn, quote, has been widely panned, with even Joe Rogan, and I will actually play the video of Joe Rogan in a second, criticizing the idea due to the lack of climate control, extreme June heat, and bug issues in an outdoor setting. This whole thing is just becoming a complete, utter disaster for Trump administration, because a lot of artists at the same time, a lot of these people who are supposed to be attending, they are actually bailing out. A planned America 250 concert has reportedly collapsed, quote, as artists have backed out after being misled about the true nature of the event. Sean Strickland, for example, an MMA fighter, claimed he was banned from the event after making remarks about Donald Trump and Epstein files. When you have this kind of show at the White House, Donald Trump is hoping that will make people forget about the ugly side of him. Okay, there is no good side about him. He's always lying. He's a monster. But his aim is to make people think only about the good things. Oh, the grandiose, this big event that happened during Donald Trump. People will think about this, talk about this, and not talk about his past with Jeffrey Epstein. Quote, there is growing tensions regarding Trump's foreign policy, specifically his relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu and how the Iran conflict is impacting his political standing. Not only just the Epstein files, that is a complete disaster and Donald Trump by now should be in jail, but also Iran war. What a disaster it has been. Donald Trump, by doing this kind of event, he's just trying to really distract people from his failures. The event is increasingly viewed as a quote-unquote narcissistic vanity project rather than a unified national milestone. And analysts, they have contrasted this with a hypothetical Kamala Harris administration, how she might have handled the celebration with Donald Trump, how he is doing when he is throwing his own birthday into the mix. But of course, this is a different topic. When we talk about Kamala Harris, we'll discuss more about that maybe in a separate video. But here's the problem. Nobody is liking this event. This is not the time you do it. Okay, spending $60 million is something unbelievable, especially at this time when the country is suffering, people are suffering. Take a listen at how Joe Rogan is criticizing Donald Trump.
The White House thing is odd. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of fighting outside at all.
Well, there's problems with it.
And then
done it too many
it's
times.
June.
Yeah.
And it's D.C. and we looked it up. The last time, like last year, same day, it was 100 degrees.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
Yeah.
hot as fuck.
And then you add
Oh,
the
yeah.
lights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the lights.
You add the lights.
Yeah,
That attracts bugs.
I mean, they were talking about maybe using fans. Was that enough?
No, it's not
You got
enough.
bug strips everywhere. What are you gonna do? Like, how are you
Okay,
gonna?
so not just Joe Rogan, but also everyone, even the organizers, the artists who are invited to come, they are not liking it. Now we have another report suggesting that Donald Trump has decided, his administration, not to invite all of the military personnel. They are going to be inviting, as they are saying, only the fit soldiers or veterans, whatever. But he's not going to invite all of these soldiers who deserve it. The reason for that to me looks like is because a lot of these soldiers or veterans, they're not agreeing. They don't like what Trump is doing. So they have enlisted or blacklisted some of them who are very prominent in the military, and they did not invite them. That might be something going on behind the scenes. Now, moments after threatening to blow up Iran, Trump says his birthday wish is world peace, and then he goes back to fighting again. He goes back to his war rhetoric in no time after saying, I want peace for my birthday.
That's my second question. Besides peace in the Middle East, what do you wish yourself for your birthday?
For my birthday. Well, I'll go a step bigger. Peace for the world, okay? Peace for the world.
Yeah, as long as you are there, there will be no peace in the world. Then another one, CNN reports that the Pentagon is making a list of soldiers who will attend the UFC fight on the White House South Lawn on June 14, Trump's birthday. But only fit soldiers will get tickets. Okay? So people who are not in shape, those soldiers who sacrificed a lot, who spent a lot of time in the military, who did a lot of things for the US military, they don't deserve, because they are not in shape, they don't deserve to be honored, respected. I don't know if you agree with this, but this is how it is playing out. All crazy stuff going on here. And this is what was reported on CNN. Take a listen.
Right here on the White House South Lawn, these grounds behind me, you can see where they're setting up all the stands. That archway, that temporary arch there, is a huge lighting stanchion that's being set up. A lot of anticipation for this event. We're getting new reporting now from our colleagues Zachary Cohen and Josh Campbell that senior Pentagon leaders are making lists of service members who they're going to offer free tickets to this event next month. But according to our sources, the tickets will only be given to service members who meet these new military body composition standards. That's according to sources familiar with the process. And
okay, so if that is the case, then Trump should be the first one on the chopping board, because he's not fit. Look at him. He's fat. He's dozing off everywhere. He is hardly, as many reporters notice, he's hardly awake. He doesn't remember things. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't, when you talk about Iran war, Donald Trump one day, in one moment talking about peace, world peace and that, and the next moment he's like threatening Iran, oh, we're going to bomb the shit out of you. So if there is one person who should not be attending this, that will be Trump himself. But of course, it's his birthday.
Will only be given to service members who meet these new military body composition standards. That's according to sources familiar with the process and military memos that our colleagues Zachary Cohen and Josh Campbell have reviewed. One memo says that recipients are required to meet new DOW, meaning Department of War standards for waist to height ratio, which is, they say, it should be less than 0.55. Now, broken down, what that means is that for a male service member who's 5'9", the maximum waist size for that person, if they're going to be admitted to this event, would be 37 inches. For a female service member who's 5'4", her maximum waist size should be 35 inches or less.
Okay, so again, this is beyond ridiculous and very ironic, because the guy himself is not fit, but he's obviously going to be there. The whole 250th birthday celebration on 14th of June with UFC fights is just another huge grift, because Paramount Skydance is televising it and will make millions, and then Dana White and Trump should too, because $1.5 million VIP tickets are being sold. Hard Rock is betting on the fights. Of course, a lot of things going on with this, and a lot of people will make a lot of money. Donald Trump will be one of them. But nevertheless, people are still questioning about his birthday, the motive behind it, and also his connection with Jeffrey Epstein is also resurfacing. Let's talk about that when we talk about a birthday, throwing a party. So this is what is coming. Congressman Liu, are there photos of Trump with girls of uncertain age? So he's asking Kash Patel. Okay, Patel says no. And then he said, how do you know? Patel says it would have been brought to light. Then he said, that's not true, Ted Lieu said, because no one knew about creepy birthday message until the Wall Street Journal disclosed it. What he was talking about, take a listen.
In general question, as you know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. There are, of course, photos showing Donald Trump together with Epstein, correct?
I don't have the entirety of the photographs, but I think they've been photographed in public together.
All right. Are there any photos showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
How do you know that?
because that information would have been brought to light by multiple administrations and FBI investigators over the course of the last 20 years.
Well, you know what? That's just not true, because no one knew about the creepy birthday message that Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein until the Wall Street Journal disclosed it, and then all of a sudden, the Epstein estate provides it to Congress.
Well,
So
you re-
certainly, you weren't there at the search. You don't know what Epstein may or may not have done with those photographs even prior to the search.
I mean, that's really is the best time for us to talk about his connection with Jeffrey Epstein, how they used to exchange messages, especially during his good friendship, his connection with Epstein, and those occasions where they used to exchange texts and messages for their birthdays. Unbelievable.